This video is sponsored by Squarespace, the place to go to for creating your own slick-looking website or online store. Always like the RX100 body. It's small and compact, packs a lot of features in it. Perfect travel camera, which is why I'm in Windsor. Yeah, I know the shirt's a bit more Waikiki than Windsor, but well, almost spells Waikiki, so if you're dyslexic, close enough. Now, I've always thought that the RX100 Mark VI is as close to a perfect vlogging camera that you can get because small form factor, tilty flippy screen for all those vloggers who have totally forgotten what their face looks like. You can check yourself out, check me out, yeah. But the only problem is no audio input. So you have to rely on the internal mic, but that problem seems to have been resolved with the Mark VII. Vloggers around the world, cack your pants now. The A7R Mark IV announcement was terribly exciting, but this absolutely made me wet my pants. Not right here in Dublin, left my pants in Dublin, because this is exactly what I've been waiting for, an audio input on an RX100. I tell you what, we've got to get it off this. I don't think there's a cage out for it at the minute, but no matter, it's exactly the same shape as the RX100 VI, just that it's got an extra port. Alright, let's take those bits out. Damn it! I broke my shock mount on my mic. That's going to be a bit of a problem. Now you'll be either needing the Sony mic mount or the cage because there's no hot shoe on the Sony RX100 VII. And I've got an Allen key, so I'm going to have to use my fingers. No, don't think I can use this shock mount. I'm going to have to switch mics over. Great, so here we are, this is the RX100 Mark VII in 4K. This is on the standard steady shot setting. Now, you've got active steady shot in 4K. Let's check that out. The active steady shot makes these walkie-talkie shots just that little bit more steady, but notice the reduced field of view. The active steady shot works well for handheld footage like this, although sometimes you can see the stabilizer kicking in. For those standard B-rolls, I was more than content just using the standard steady shot setting. There's always going to be people complaining about skin colours with Sony. Oh, S-Log, S-Log 2, S-Log 3, it doesn't look as good as Canon. Well, don't use S-Log 2 and S-Log 3 then, just use stills. If you're vlogging, it doesn't really matter about dynamic range too much, right? It doesn't have to be so cinematic. Use stills, great skin colours, that's what I'm using right now, or hybrid log gamma if you want a bit more dynamic range. In my opinion, I don't think many log files are straight up easy to deal with. You can either learn how to grade and colour correct, or you lump it. You live with a straight out of camera look. And to be honest, if I were to own the RX100 Mark VII, I'll probably just have it on stills most of the time. One thing with the RX100 VII though is that it still doesn't have an internal ND filter, just like the 6, which is a bit of an issue when you've got a bright sunny day like this and you're shooting close to wide open. Would have been quite useful to help get nice smooth 180-degree shutter movement without overexposing the highlights. Oh, and another thing, it detects you're shooting vertical video now and positions it properly, although I ended up getting a couple vertical ones when they were meant to be regular ones. The IAF works on a statue. It's got eyes, but not real eyes. Yep, so there we are. This is Windsor. This is Windsor Castle. Just in case you don't know what Windsor's all about, its home is one of the many homes of the Queen, also one of her grandkids and that woman from Suits. She's a princess now. She can own as many suits as she wants. But yeah, that's the castle. And also the RX100 VII, it's got real-time tracking, real-time face and IF. So it's just like the A9, A6400 and also the new A7R4. Let's test it out. Why do people always talk about Sony's IAF? Because it's bloody brilliant. It's super reliable and freakishly accurate. It's one of the best continuous autofocusing systems you can get for video, and it's not in a high-end camera, it's in this point and shoot. It's pretty impressive stuff that they've got basically the same real-time tracking, real-time eye and face AF as A9, A6400, A7R4 in this tiny little compact camera, meant for families and stuff like that. It's amazing, but it's not just for video, because the performance goes over to the stills also. Yeah, so the Sony RX100 Mark VII, top tech. It's got a lot of top tech inside. It's got a Bion's X processor, LSI front end, backside illuminated sensor, and it does 60 AFAE calculations per second. Don't know what any of that means, but it sounds good, right? What does all these calculations mean? Not much. But when you do this, machine gun. It's 20 frames per second. It does a 20 frames per second burst with no viewfinder blackout. I should really have the viewfinder up, really. There we are. You can still shoot him in the back. I mean, that's pretty amazing. They're putting A9 tech into a tiny body like this. That's quite something. That is unlike some other brand. No, I've forgotten. But the focus on this is fantastic. It's so quick. And of course you've got the eye and face AF for animals and also humans. I don't know why I said animals first. But you know what? I need a bit of action here. And the only person is, and I don't think you're going to do action, right? So I am going to need you to take a shot of me just doing some action, because we have to test this out. We can't just do it on like ducks and a man going on his boat. I think he's got the qualifications. He's got his own YouTube channel. It's not Potato Jet, but he's got his own YouTube channel. And he used to be a photographer. Little known fact. Yes, could have found somebody better for action, but still, the camera keeps up with my action. The IAF works great even when doing 20 FPS bursts.
Not bad.
Yeah? I think it's pretty impressive. Peekaboo!
Running out of buffer now. I don't know what card you've got in here.
You must have taken like 60 shots? Well, closer to 200 more like. So now we're going to see how it focuses in the low light. Must have been something like me being backlit and being further away from the camera, but at first the AF picked up on the wall. The eye AF still picks up on eyes though, even when the actual percentage of the eye in the picture is quite small. No problem close up of course, as long as it looks like a face.
No, still doesn't like it. Take them off altogether. No. Ah, now it's got you. See? Look at that.
What about like this?
No. No, definitely you don't. And then, yeah, perfect.
Yep, interesting, but I guess nobody, you know, you're not really going to be shooting too many subjects like that, right? But also, another thing is, it does 90 frames per second. 90 FPS, and you only do 7 shots.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, sounds confusing. Anyway, with this mode you can't really spray and pray because it's such a quick succession of shots. You need to click at the right time still, and then you can pick out the subtle benefits of each shot so you can pick and choose the right one to publish. I surprised myself. I think that's mostly my skill. This really is a pocket rocket of a camera, although I have a sneaky suspicion that some people might just end up seeing it for the added audio input and overlook everything else. But with the autofocus and insane burst rate, the tech of the A9, it really does open up the possibilities of what you can shoot and how reliably you can do it. A year on from the 6, there was always the expectation that they'd come out with another one, but it definitely feels like they've exceeded expectations with the 7. Just before we go, this video was sponsored by Squarespace. That's the place I went to set my own website. So if you want to set up your own website store or just your own domain, it's very simple to transfer over your own domain. It has a super easy to use interface, making it $1, which is why I picked it. You can get going. There's plenty of award-winning templates and there's 24/7 customer service if you need help. If you want to make your next move with Squarespace all in one platform for building beautiful websites, you can start a free trial today with 10% off your first purchase by clicking the link in the description below and using the discount code KAI. Thanks for watching. See ya. Ice cream van. You know, I knows how to do business. I think ice cream on a sunny day like this kind of makes sense, doesn't it? There's a camouflage boat there. That's amazing, although you probably can't see it because it's camouflaged. Actually, you're Potato Jet's brother, aren't you? Sweet Potato.